Sometimes you see a running shoe and it brings you this bright excitement and butterflies in your stomach. When you look at it, you're just awestruck by its beauty and its potential. And that's exactly how the Puma Deviate Nitro number 2 made me feel. I was infatuated with the color and I thought the performance could match the looks of it just based on what everyone was saying. So I picked it up on a Black Friday sale for 120 Canadian dollars. Was my expectations ruined, or did the Deviate Nitro hold up to what I was thinking? Let's talk about it after about 50 miles I have in this shoe. Now, the normal price for this thing, I just want to get it out of the way, is 210 Canadian dollars. I'm not sure what it is in US dollars and British pounds. They're right here on your screen. But for the price that I got it at on a discount, which Puma discounts their shoes very often, I'm gonna put the stats for you guys right here. I don't want to go over them because I find you can just look at them and we don't need to waste time talking about them. So if you want to hear more, pause it and let's get into the upper. So the upper on the Deviate Nitro number 2 has been pretty darn fantastic. The lockdown has been stellar, and I thought that the upper would be pretty stripped down because it is a carbon fiber plate shoe, but that's not the case at all. The ankle collar is padded and allows for a super great lockdown. The tongue is thin and gusseted, so you know this tongue and I, we get along very well, if you know what I'm saying. The lacing on this shoe is also pretty fantastic, allows for a great lockdown. I did do the runner's knot just because I do the runner's knot on all of my running shoes, but I don't think it would have been really required. Now the upper material is kind of scratchy to touch, but once it's on your foot, I don't find an issue at all. The upper itself is also pretty breathable. Not the best for right now, which is wintertime in Halifax, although it's been like unseasonably hot. I've gone golfing 2 or 3 times in the last week at the end of December and January, so I don't know what's going on. The upper on the Deviate Nitro 2 is fantastic. I have no complaints with it so far after 50 miles. Let's talk about this midsole. Now, like I said, I have over 50 miles in this shoe already. I've been running in this shoe so often just because it's so versatile. Now, it has the normal nitro foam in the heel and then that nitro elite for that nice pop off in the forefoot, as well as a carbon fiber plate smushed in there. Now, what this combination of foam does for me, honestly, is allows me to go through a number of different paces. I wouldn't go out there and run like super easy miles, just bopping along, just not really caring about pace. But for daily training miles, it does just fine. On speedy sessions, it does just fine. Although the weight of this shoe is kind of heavy in compared to other speed shoes. So that can be something if you're someone that is really sensitive to weight of running shoes. I'm not someone like that. But the midsole on this thing just responds to whatever you put into it. It's not soft by any means, in my opinion anyway. I don't find it a very soft midsole. I find it to have good response and a bit of pep under step, but you don't squish into it. I don't find it too unstable. Like I've mentioned in the past, I am someone that overpronates just slightly and I can run in a shoe without any issue. And like I just mentioned, it is wintertime here in Halifax, and that means there are patches of ice, but the Puma Grip outsole is absolutely fantastic. I generally skip over outsoles on running shoes just because I never really have much to say about them, but I will say the Puma Grip outsole in this thing is absolutely fantastic. I intentionally tried to go over icy patches and patches that it should struggle on, and it did an absolutely amazing job. There's absolutely no signs of wear at all on this shoe. It's just been a fantastic package to run in. It does have a slightly decoupled groove, not much really to do anything in my opinion. It is maybe just to show that there's a plate in here, just so they're saying they're not ripping you off. There's a plate right here, guys. But honestly, I've been really enjoying the outsole as well. Now, in terms of value, like I mentioned, I got the shoe for 120 Canadian dollars on a discount, but even the normal price of $210 is the exact same price as the Endorphin Speed 3, which I think this is a one-for-one competitor for. Although the Endorphin Speed 3 is pretty light in comparison, I do think that these shoes have a similar use case, similar feeling underfoot, although I find the Speed 3 in particular to be a bit softer. This one feels more like the Speed 1 and Speed 2. But I do think that the $210 price point is right where it should sit in the market. I'm not saying that it's a great price for a running shoe, but it is what it is in today's market conditions. I think that they priced it appropriately, and Puma definitely brings the value in my opinion. They have shoes that rival the best of them for a very great price. Now I'm going to continue using this shoe for my daily training miles and fartlek sessions. I don't think it's best for me to run super fast sessions just because I do have other options in the tank and the arsenal that I can pull out and put on my feet that I think will do a bit better. But overall, the Deviate Nitro 2, if you're looking for a shoe that has response, that can do a variety of different runs, that has great lockdown, the midsole feels fantastic, and an outsole that is probably the best in the game. And an outsole that is probably the best in the game, I think you can't go wrong. Definitely pick it up and try it out. If you have a store nearby that you can try it out on, definitely do that. I think it did fit true to size for me, but you never know. All right, folks, have you tried the Puma Deviate Nitro 2? Let me know in the comment section down below your opinions of this beautiful looking shoe.